to our family. Waste the colours! Fill the mugs!
Waste the Water Sports crew, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Welcome along. Friday night footy. Just the one game tonight. We're doing the Bulldogs versus the Storm because I've got to be honest, I had very little to zero interest in the Dolphins versus Dragons game, which happened just before. Nice to see you all as always. Robert Peters, ahoy mate. God, I'm up pretty large tonight on the camera. What's going on there? Not that there's necessarily a problem with that. It's just unusual. It allows me to take a step back, I suppose. Hey, Mamel, ahoy there. Michael, 7862. Ahoy. Welcome along, TikTokers. Wasted Water Sports, of course, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and live on TikTok each and every weekend. Maori boy, ahoy. Now, let's have a look at this one. Hayden Watson on NRL debut. That's who we'll be keeping our eye on tonight. Hayden Watson for the Melbourne Storm. NRL debut. There we go. I was starting to weird myself out. Hayden Watson, NRL debut, in for the injured Jerome Hughes. The Melbourne Storm. I had been backing them to make the finals, but they have just got so many injury concerns, don't they? Let's jump straight into it. Melbourne with the kickoff. Bulldogs let the ball bounce. Kiraz is able to bring it back. Come on, boys, please get this done. Up the mighty Storm, says Gamer Mel. It's going to be so difficult, isn't it? They do have the home ground advantage, of course. But, boy, so many outs. No Cameron Munster, no Harry Grant, no Jerome Hughes. And when the spine's missing, it's going to be very difficult indeed. Here's kick out, bringing it outside the 30. Good carry, Bellamy. Boy, he's found a new lease of life. Bellamy, kick out. I've nearly spilt my drink everywhere, nice and early. That's something we can talk about in the members-only post-game. Spillages. Fifth and last, back it goes for Galvin, and he puts the kick down for Fa'alongo, taking it on the edge of the 20. Fred Scott, ahoy, mate. So, yes, channel members-only live stream coming up after this for channel members on YouTube. Just so that you're aware. There's big defense from the Bulldogs. Driving the Storm backwards. But Tikimanu plays it. Here's Wishart out of dummy half. He's driven backwards in contact. Monstrous defense here for the Bulldogs. Fifth and last, only 29 metres. That's set. The kick downfield. Scrambling over to take it on the full is Renakama. And he winds up heading back down the left edge. 20 metres out from their own line. Bulldogs back in possession. UFC says, imagine if you could see inside the lives of all the listeners. I do wonder sometimes. As Kiraz heads out to the right and they've created space. The gap shuts down. 10 short of halfway. 2 tackles left here for the Bulldogs, and they go into the Storm territory. Preston appealing for a high tackle. 40 metres out from the Storm line. Crichton puts the high ball up. Fa'alongo forward for it. And he reaches back. He overran it a little bit. Reaches back and takes it with a little bit of a bobble. Melbourne 20 out from their own line. Robert Peters, who am I rooting for in this one? I've tipped the Bulldogs. I do love a good underdog story, though, so I would love to see Melbourne get up and keep their season alive. But with the aforementioned injuries, no Munster, no Grant, no Hughes, boy, it's going to be tough. So I have tipped the Bulldogs. Cooper Clark up to halfway. 5th and last. Watson putting the kick downfield. Rinakama lets it bounce, and it's going to bounce into the in-goal area. Sits up a metre short of the dead ball line. And Rinakama passes out to Burton from his own goal line. Risky stuff. They get away with it there, the Bulldogs. Staying short side. Brighton out of dummy half. Well read, though, by the Melbourne defence. 2 tackles left here for the Doggies. 10 short of the halfway. A breeze going directly across the field, says Billy Slater. And now space out on the right edge again. Tuala puts the stutter step on, gives it to Carraz. And he cuts back in field. Offloads back for Tuala. Uses Fa'alongo as a roadblock. A speed bump, rather. 5th and last. Galvin with the high ball. Fa'alongo has scrambled back into position. And he takes it well. 10 out from his own line. Sua Fa'alongo, he went racing back. Oh, huge hit from Max King. Was it legal, though? Yes, it was. Monstrous hit there from Maxi King. And Melbourne find themselves under the pump here this set. Now a penalty's given away. If we thought it might have been a high tackle from Max King, but Maxi gives away a penalty in the very next tackle anyway. On report, he goes. So that's obviously a late call from the bunker. Pause, ahoy there. Welcome along. And pause, a fellow consumer. Melbourne up to halfway. Liero turns it inside, and Josh King brings it up into the Bulldogs territory. Melbourne's best opportunity of the game so far in the early stages. Wishart sends it right. Taken down by Hayden Watson. On debut, of course. Hayden Watson. We'll keep an eye on him. Stay hunky. Ahoy, mate. 5th and last. The high ball goes up. Contestable here for Leo. The ball falls for Leo. He just has to drop over the line. Get it to ground. And Melbourne have scored first. Melbourne have scored the first try. Moses Leo gets the first tick off our multi. And the Bulldogs giving the Storm the piggyback from inside their own 20-metre line. And Moses Leo straight over the top of Kiraz. Takes it on the goal line. Just has to drop over. 4 points to 0 with the kick to come. And most importantly, first tick off the multi. Have yourself a beer, Moses. So how you doing over there, Poz? I don't know if you follow the NRL or not. But that's what I do with myself these days. Alternative commentary on the footy. Nice to see my good Scottish friend is still on the piss. Moses Leo with the try. Well, the Scots know how to drink too, don't they? Great start here for the home side. Melbourne Storm up 4-0. Kick to come. Big beats. Ahoy, mate. Oh, try confirmed. I saw the referee up having a chat to Nick Meaney here. I thought, don't take this away from us. It's a dream start for... Oh, Moses Leo's off for HIA. I thought that was a high shot by Max King. So Maxi King, he's avoided 10 minutes in the bin. Nick Meaney here, 10 meters in from touch. Should be a relatively simple conversion. Puts it down the middle. Nick Meaney. Conversion successful. And Melbourne lead this 6 points to 0. A dream start for the same game multi. A dream start for the Melbourne Storm, looking to keep their season alive against all the odds. No Harry Grant, no Cameron Munster, no Jerome Hughes. I mean, that would normally be enough to completely write off the Melbourne Storm. But it's also a perfect situation, dream scenario for the Craig Bellamys of the world to really get the troops firing. Work into that underdog status. Back underway. And it's Utikimanu bringing it back up the middle. Oh, so who's that? Number 10, Leo Thompson, has got his hands cheeky down the front of the pants of Utikimanu. He was trying to grab the wrong ball there, I think. Melbourne with a little bit of momentum here. There's Jerome Hughes and Munster. That is a lot of talent up there in the coach's box. Healy offloads. Second phase ball. Watson looking for opportunities. Dancing around in midfield. Set restart here for the Storm. Bulldogs discipline, letting them down early. King runs straight over the top of Hayward. They're 30 metres out here with front foot ball. Watson, short for Liero. Fends off one. Gets the offload back for Wishart. Second phase play. Tolau, he keeps it alive. Watson steps up the middle. Oh, Connor Tracy brings him down. 5 out in front of the posts. Wishart fires it right. Tolau for Fa'alongo. Gets inside Burton. Kicks through for the corner. Battered dead by the Bulldogs. Goal line dropout. What a start this is for the Storm, though. You would not think that they're missing 3 members of their spine. Amazing what the pressure of sudden death footy will do. And that's essentially what it is. Burton goes short, out to the right. Does it break the plane of the 10 metres? It does, but it's been lost by the Bulldogs and collected by Utikimanu. 5 metres out now, the Storm. Clark, just to the left of the post. Wishart goes the crash ball there. Utikimanu taken down. Liero to Watson out the back. Fa'alongo at pace. Short ball for Meaney. And he's brought down by Burton a metre out. Back to the left they come. Watson to Wishart. Turns it inside for Utikimanu from a standing start. And he didn't really get a chance to wind up there, the big fella. 5th and last. Wishart goes right. Watson looks to Grubber in behind. It's scooped up by Crichton, but he can't control it. Stephen Crichton knocks on. Melbourne get a result. He is on debut, but he's playing like he's been there for years. Hayden Watson. Remember the name, because Brisbane will probably sign him in a couple of years. Great start here for Melbourne. Scrum down, 10 metres out, right in front of the posts. Looking to extend their lead. They break to the left. Oh, Wishart off the back of the scrum goes on his own. Penalty. Bulldogs offside. They're going to repack here. Melbourne keeping the pressure on. "12 minutes gone, 6 points to 0. But that score could be about to change. They break right this time. Fa'alongo steps back in field and tries to duck under the tackle of Salmon. 10 meters out. Crash ball for a Tikimanu. Oh, centimeters short, right in front of the post. Liero, dummies. Has to go back in field. Just a couple of meters out. Tolau, short ball, and Clark hits it at pace. A meter out on this left edge. They'll go from dummy half and try to burrow under Joe Chan. They've turned him on his back and held him up. It's the fifth and last. This will be a handover. Joe Chan from dummy half. He backed himself. Connor Tracy's there. It's going to be a penalty to the Bulldogs. So Joe Chan has picked the ball up from dummy half, backed himself, but he has used the man playing the ball, who was Cooper Clark, I believe it was, playing the ball, and he's tried to go under his legs. You can't do that, of course. That's a let-off for the Bulldogs, and Bellamy will not be at all pleased. Finding touch just outside the 20-meter line. 6 points to 0. Melbourne. Oh, Jerome Hughes, he just looks so... The poor guy, just up there in the coach's box, watching on. So despondent. As Bulldogs now shift left for Kikau, taken down nicely by Hayden Watson. Isn't he having a game? Set restart now for the Bulldogs as they go up over halfway. And here's their first opportunity to strike straight back. Salmon in midfield, 40 meters out. Slow play the ball. Galvin, short ball for King, and he gets the bumpers up in midfield. Maxi King. 3 tackles gone. Salmon for Galvin. He's going to kick early. Fa'alongo versus Burton, and so Fa'alongo gets back. Bats it dead. And it'll be a goal line dropout for the Storm. Lockie Galvin spotting the space, saw that Fa'alongo was up in the line. And I tell you what, Matty Burton's nearly got there. Faster than he looks. Or faster than I ever remember him being. Fa'alongo goes short-ish with the restart. It goes up to the 20-meter line, but flying through the air is Tuimalatu Brown, and Melbourne come down with it. Beautiful work. I thought that Sewer had overcooked it, but they've made it work there, the Melbourne Storm. And they're doing extremely well here in the early stages. 10 short of halfway. And an early kick here on play 4 from inside the 40. Nice banana bend on this one. As it breaks away to the right side, Tracy picks it up just inside touch. And he's able to return it to the Bulldogs' 30-meter line. Stay hunky. Ahoy, mates. What happened to the guy in the bin? The guy escaped the sin bin. If you're talking about Maxi King with the shoulder to the head, Moses Leo had to go for a HIA. Max King's gone on report for that Shoulder contact to the head, but he escaped the bin as kick out goes straight through. Inside the 40. Farlongo brings him down, but he offloads to Salmon, and the Bulldogs hit back. Jamin Salmon gets it to ground off the Viliami kick-out break. And the Bulldogs strike back just like that. Viliami kick-out from halfway. Stepping off that left boot, fends away from Otikimanu. Gets the ball to Crichton as he's stumbling. And Crichton keeps it alive for Salmon, who had too much pace. This was a double sidestep by Viliami Kikau. 2 in 1. Stepping off that left boot. Six points to 4, the kick to come. Viliami Kikau, I was talking about him just before, wasn't I? In sensational form. He'd lost his way a little bit there, you felt like, but he's definitely come back this time from injury. Smoking. That's the Viliami Kikau of old. Clean line break, big fend on a Tukamanu. Try confirmed. Six points to 4, the kick to come from about 5 meters to the left of the posts. Simple conversion for Stephen Crichton. About 14 meters or 15 to the left of the post. So slightly further out, but should still be a simple kick for Stephen Crichton to level us up. He puts it through. I can't say is that it was down the middle, but he's put it through. And, whoops, one too many. There we go. We're all locked up at 6 apiece. Great start to this game. For those who may have seen the annihilation of the poor hapless Cowboys the other night. And the unfortunate St. George Dragons against the Dolphins earlier. We're due for a good game. Fingers crossed. The kickoff as the Bulldogs allow it to bounce multiple times. Find themselves pinned inside their own 10. Slow play the ball. As Moses Leo back out on the sideline. Looks like he's passed his HIA. And he'll be all good. Preston threatening to break through up the middle. Hayward brings it to the right edge. Galvin dummies. Takes the line on. Brought to ground 10 meters short of halfway. Hayward. Right side again. Tracy steps back up the middle. Salmon's in open space again. Farlongo to beat. He toes it through. It sits up for Tuala. Flicks it out the back of the hands and it's lost forward by Preston. Double knock on. Melbourne will survive. Melbourne will get a penalty. Lockie Galvin in front of the player who knocked it on. Oh, boy. They just opened them up the middle, though. The warning signs are there around the edges. Melbourne looking very vulnerable. Finding touch just short of halfway here, the Storm. They've survived 6 apiece. But Melbourne now get a chance inside the Bulldogs' territory. Quadratus Lumberom. Ahoy, mate. I decided to have the night off last night. I'm still battling this cold. A space out to the right now for the Storm. Meaney steps away from Rinakama. Keeps it alive for Keeley. Back in field for Watson. He dances around looking for a gap. Heads out to the right. Leaves the ball behind. Picked up by Tui Malatu Brown. Crichton looking for a potential knock on, but nothing coming there. Melbourne get away with no dummy half. And a penalty now. Leo Thompson crowning the ruck area. They tap and go, the Storm. Wishart brings it inside the 20. Well, what's going on here? There was a player in front of Wishart when he tapped it, so he's got to come back. Back to the mark and try again. They tap and go, the Storm. Keeley brings it to the 20-metre line. A quarter of this contest gone. Tolau drifting to the left. Gives it up for Fa'alongo. 20 metres out. 2 tackles gone. Tolo in at first receiver again. Quick hands. Keeley now angling back in. Inside the 20 here, the Storm. Quick play the ball. Liero. A settler in midfield. Wishart for Tolau. Grubbers early in behind the line. Fa'alongo charging through the pace of Sua Fa'alongo. And Melbourne get their second try. Sua Fa'alongo, it came from about 10 metres behind the kick. Thought that it was a mistake. Thought they had no chance. And he has just Usain bolted the hell out of this. He's 5 metres behind the kick. Tuala's got a head start on him. Tracy's got a head start on him. And he outpaces both. And he outpaces them comfortably as well. Sua Fa'alongo. The speed. $10-6, the kick to come. Oh, Melbourne, you get the feeling that Bellamy might have given them the absolute rocket. Or maybe not. Maybe he didn't give them the rocket. Maybe that's what's working so well for them at the moment. Maybe he's just told them to go out there and play their natural game, and whatever happens, happens, because, I mean, they've got the excuse of essentially missing pretty much their entire spine. Any team's going to struggle with that. Just go out and do yourselves proud, boys. Whatever happens, happens. And Melbourne are playing with more freedom and spirit than we've seen in several weeks. Meany, 15 to the left of the post, puts it down the middle. Successful conversion, number 2. Storm lead 12-6. Are they on here? Are they on? That's 4 points for Meany as well. 4 points for Nick Meany. What a game this has been so far. Bulldogs with the restart. 18 minutes to go in this opening half. Melbourne. Can they keep it up, though? This is the big test. Well, they've come up with a mistake. Big Stefano Itukimanu loses the ball. Dear, oh dear. Can they keep it up? No, they can't. What a big let-off, and this has just invited the Bulldogs straight back in. You can't believe it. Big mistake. Uitikimanu. It'll be a scrum down now for the Doggies. 20 metres out in midfield. What an invitation. This isn't just opening the door, Fred Scott. This isn't just opening the door. This is knocking the entire wall down. There's Crichton. Carries it to within 10. Slow play the ball. They get the set restart for what it's worth on play one. King, 5 meters out in front of the posts. Troy Lamartio, ahoy, buddy. Here's Galvin, turns it inside for Preston. Fights his way towards the line, dragging 3 Storm defenders. Hayward for Galvin. Numbers left here for the Dogs. Short ball to Kickow. Oh, Stephen Crichton's been cleaned up in back play. Stephen Crichton's passed the ball and he got absolutely towelled up. It's a penalty, Bulldogs. Oh, dear. Stephen Crichton, he could be done. Crichton out the back, offloads to Kickow and then gets absolutely monstered by Oren Keeley. A clean hit on his shoulder. Obviously, we hope that he's okay, but a crucial part of the same game multi. He's staying out there for now, Crichton. As the Bulldogs, off the back of the penalty, they tap and go. 20 meters out in midfield. Hayward, short for Thompson. Looks to offload, but just goes to ground. 15 meters out, just to the right of the post. Galvin, short ball. Nicely brought down by 3 Storm defenders, keeping it in tight around the post. Galvin, short ball for Kickow on the burst. Oh, he's having a game, Bellamy. Half a meter out. Left for Crichton. Looks for the cutout pass to Rinakama. It's off the hands of Tui Malatu Brown, and Rinakama scores. Stephen Crichton fires it out to Rinakama on the edge. Tui Malatu Brown goes for the intercept. It deflects off his hands into the chest of Rinakama, who plants it down for another tick off the multi. Tickety tick number 2. Jethro Rinakama plants it down right on the left edge. Hang on. Right on the left edge just sounds confusing. He plants it down precisely on the left touchline. JJ, ahoy, mate. Jethro Rinakama with the second tick off the multi. Bulldogs strike back. 12 points to 10, the kick to come. 14 minutes until the halftime break. That was a crucial one, I reckon. Game of Mel, tick 3. Oh, no, Nick Meaney, I've got... Oh, actually, Nick Meaney, I need him to score a certain amount of points. I think he still needs more. Do I have him 4 points or 6? I might have Nick Meaney at 6. The screen is too small for me to see. There's Stephen Crichton here. I need him for some points. Nick Meaney, 4 points. Okay, so that's a tick as well. Stephen Crichton from bang on the sideline. Moves in and pushes it across the face. 12 points to 10 it stays. Oh, I needed him to kick that. I needed him to put that one over. I've got Stephen. Okay, so it's Stephen Crichton, 8 points. Nick Meaney, 4 points, which he's already got. He kicked the 2 conversions. Rion Goulding. Ahoy, mates. You've got 2 try scorers per game this weekend. Hit the last 3. Looking good. Awesome. Robert Peters says Doggies to win this in the 80 minutes, 30-20 to the Doggies. Scaife 97. Ahoy, mate. Remember when these 2 last played, the talk was, will the Doggies get a single win this season? Now they've hit some form. They certainly have, the Doggies. Thompson. Brings it up to the 40-meter line. Good leg drive. Big Leo. Salmon. Dummies. Takes the line on. He's had a good game so far, Salmon. Missing the bleached blonde hair. Remember at the start of the season, Salmon had the bleached blonde. I'm missing being able to call him Salmon M. The kick in over the top. Sits up for Fa'alongo. 5 out from his own line. And a great kick chase there by the Bulldogs. Bottle, dung, dung, wek, wek. Ahoy, mate. You've got Leo, Fa'alongo, Rinakama, and Preston. Oh, you only need Preston. You're a Jacob Preston away. That'll be monumental, mate. Rex G and ahoy, mate. Go the Dogs from PNG. Oh, no. Bobbling the ball there, Alec McDonald. And then he coughs it up. Oh, the Melbourne Storm. Here they come. The rot has set in. Old McDonald. Back-to-back mistakes inside their own red zone. Oh, this is huge. Big mistakes. They were in the fight so well. And this is just free ball for the Bulldogs. And Craig Bellamy's face, I assure you, says it all. And Gamer Mel's face, I assure you, does as well. Crichton. Burton, 10 metres out now on that left edge. Hayward brings it back into midfield. Thompson. Taking a ground just to the left of the post. 11 minutes until the halftime break. Here's Galvin. Short ball for Preston. Preston, half a metre out. 3 tackles gone. Hayward fires it out to Galvin in front of the sticks. And Salmon, as they shift left for kick out, he gets tripped up by Watson. Slow play of the ball. Gives away the 6 again. Here's King. Settles it down in midfield. Oh, they were through the set. Late in the tackle count. Preston for the line again. He's getting a lot of ball, Preston. Kiraz out of dummy half. Fights his way to the line. They hold him up just short. 3 tackles left. Preston goes into dummy half. That's not where we want him. Fires it out to Hayward. Now Galvin. Out the back for Salmon. Short ball Thompson. Well tripped up, but he's not held. Gets up and goes again. Thompson. 15 out to the left of the post. Hayward back into midfield. Salmon. Dummies and goes again on his own. Salmon slides across for his second. Jamin Salmon is having a night out. And he scores under the post his second try. Jamin Salmon with a double in the first half. He dummies out the back and runs straight over the top of some poor soul. King. Salmon runs straight over the top of Josh King. And this is suddenly really, really poor from the Melbourne Storm. Back-to-back knock-ons under no pressure inside their own 20-metre line, and they've been made to pay. Both occasions they've been made to pay. 14 points to 12. The kick to come from right in front. Should be 2 more points for Stephen Crichton. As we look to extend on that one. Got Stephen Crichton halfway there. Surely this multi gets up now. Surely. From right in front, Stephen Crichton, the simplest of simple conversions, slots this one over. It's 16 points to 12. The Bulldogs. After a rough start, a red-hot start by the Storm, Bulldogs now well and truly on top. These mistakes from Melbourne destroying themselves. They've got to be very careful here. An inexperienced spine. A halfback on debut. This could get ugly very, very quickly if they're not careful. Here's the restart down to the Bulldogs goal line, and Curran's on the field. Josh Curran brings it up the middle, 10 metres out from their own line here, the Doggies, who have just warmed into this contest. Slow start, but they're well and truly on top now. There's Kickow, who's been a big part of it. Salmon, a massive part of it. Here he goes again, Salmon, up the middle. 10 short of halfway. On play 4, Galvin kicks from inside the 40. Fa'alongo races across to take it just inside the touchline. And he's got some space straight up the middle. Goes Fa'alongo. Steps away from Galvin. He's up over the halfway line. They bring him to ground. Connor Tracy makes the tackle 1-on-1. Melbourne 40 metres out now. Watson takes on Kickow. Kickow's got him around the collar. Just brings him down. 20 metres out from the line. Wishart drifting across field. And McDonald bobbles the ball again. Manages to hold on to it this time. Keeley, 15 metres out. 2 tackles left. Watson goes out for Tolau. And Fa'alongo gets inside Tuala again. Brought down on the 5th and last. 10 metres out. Tolau. Grubbers in behind the line. It beats Kickow. Needs it to sit up in the end goal. It's towed dead. Mr. Casual there, Matt Burton. As Fa'alongo comes racing through. Kicks it dead. It'll be a goal line dropout. Bollywood Legacy. Ahoy, mate. It's such a great match. Oh, it's going to be a 20-metre restart. So Burton's come through, put the kick in. And it's obviously kicked off Burton, deflected off the hand of Fa'alongo, who came diving through for it. What a result for the Bulldogs. Goal line dropout becomes 20-metre restart. Water, H2O, ahoy, mate. We are pretty much all Waz supporters here. And if we're not Waz supporters, the Waz are our second team. Pretty much all of us. Preston brings it up to halfway. Bulldogs. Whoops, forgot to change the possession. Hayward out of dummy half. Salmon on for Crichton. And here's Kickow again. Shuffles it on for Tracy. Burton can't get on the outside of Meany. 40 metres out, 5th and last. Crichton puts the high ball up. It's a monster of a bomb. Tui Malatu Brown forward for it. Batted back by Tracy. Preston keeps it alive. Still 5th and last. Tuala gets away from his man. Draws in Fa'alongo. Feeds Karaz. And Karaz scores out wide. The flag's gone up. Sua Fa'alongo saves the day. The touchies flag goes up. Karaz can't believe it. Are they going to challenge here? Sua Fa'alongo saves the day. Try saver. What an effort there. Sua Fa'alongo. And Kiraz. That right foot just touches the line. Try saver from the Melbourne Storm. Potential season saver, depending on what happens for the rest of the game. That was a fantastic effort. Wishart out of dummy half. Gets the arms free. Resists the urge to offload. Tolau infield for Liero. Set restart now for the Storm. 4 minutes until the break. Can they hit back? Inside the Bulldogs half. Keeley Held up by Crichton. Tries to rip the ball free. 40 metres away from the Bulldogs line. Watson drifting across field. Tolau stepping back inside. 4 tackles gone. 40 metres out. But Alongo in at first receiver. Short ball for Clark. 30 metres out now on the 5th and last. Goes for Tolau. Puts the high ball up. Not a lot of distance on it. Rinakama comes forward and takes it 15 out from his own line. The kick from Tolau there just nowhere near disrupting enough to put pressure on the Dogs. 16 points to 12, 3 minutes to go. And it looks like this will be the halftime score unless something crazy happens in the next 3 minutes. So we're sitting pretty here for this same game multi. I'm delighted with where it's at. As Curran now takes it up the middle. 5th and last on halfway. Galvin is going to run it here. Out to the right for Tuala. He puts the chip in over the top, straight down the throat of Alongo, who returns it to the 20 and then immediately clutches at his ankle. I don't know if he's playing for a hip drop here or not, but Melbourne, don't tell me they're going to lose another spine member. He's okay. I think he was playing for the hip drop. And he stood no chance of getting that call. 2.5 minutes until the break. Watson, short ball for Keeley. He bumps off Crichton. Fends away from Hayward. Gets up over halfway before Curran grabs hold of him. Snow still limping in back players for Longo. A penalty to Melbourne. Wishart taps and goes. Bumps off Hayward. And Kikau menaces him into the ground. Suafa-Longo still limping in back play. Clark loses the ball. Was it stripped out by the Dogs? Yes, it was. Tolau toes through. Needs it to sit up in the end goal. Galvin will take it dead. Lockie Galvin kicks it dead. They're going to have a look at a couple of things here. First, they're going to check the offload. Was it a legitimate offload? That's the first thing to look at. Well, the offload was a shocker to start with. Clark here has lost this forward by the looks of it. Well, what's happened is he's lost it forward as he's offloaded it, but then he's whacked it back with his other hand backwards. Probably play on at that point. Clint 007, ahoy mate. On field, it was let go, so this has to be... Okay, passes backwards. He's driven backwards. Playing on at this point. Tolau takes it. And he regains possession. Tolau, now he grubbers through. Still play on at this point. Now they need to examine the contact on Tolau. Tolau grubbers through. And there's a gap that closes. Tracy and Hayward converge. Both make contact with him. Both put their hands up and make contact with him. Hayward and Tracy. Hayward's the one that's been singled out, though. Deliberate action called against him. Connor Tracy and Bailey Hayward both make contact with him. Tolau has been deemed to be pushed by Bailey Hayward. Professional foul against Bailey Hayward, ruling out a penalty try, but it is going to be a penalty to the Melbourne Storm. 10 minutes in the bin for Bailey Hayward. Bailey Hayward getting called out now. He'll be having 10 in the bin. 1:40 until the halftime break. Penalty to the Storm. Bailey Hayward, 10 in the sin bin. Well, I'll tell you what. Connor Tracy and Bailey Hayward both did, in my opinion, exactly the same thing. It was Bailey Hayward who got singled out. Penalty to the Storm. 15 metres out, just to the left of the posts. Wishart taps and goes. Here's Cooper Clark. Can they take advantage of that extra man? 5 metres out from the line. Tolau. Out the back for Liero. And the crash ball to Angus Hinchy. 10 metres out from the line. And now McDonald powers his way to the try line. Bulldogs have got him up off the deck, though. Just centimetres short. Tolau. Bafalongo puts on the afterburners, and he's brought down by Galvin. A couple of metres out from the line. He's got his leg taped up. Set restart for Melbourne. A second effort in the tackle. The Bulldogs discipline, letting them down here at the back end of the half. We're inside the final minute. Wishart for Hinchley. Couple of metres out. Quick play the ball. Beautiful work there. Tolau for Farlongo. Steps inside Carraz. Feeds Moses Leo. Leo stretches out and scores. Moses Leo on the stroke of half time. And we're all locked up. Jacob Kiraz it was, jamming in, racing up out of the line. And Sua Farlongo saw him coming, steps inside, and Tuala can't get across to stop Moses Leo. 16 all, kick to come to put the Storm ahead at the halftime break. A double for Moses Leo in the first half to match Jamin Salmon's double. Try confirmed. 16 apiece. Oh, Bellamy's loving it. Bellamy's up out of his seat momentarily. And now Nick Meaney from the sideline to give the Melbourne Storm the halftime lead. 16 points apiece at the moment. He's taken it back 22 metres right on the sideline. Meaney moves in, starts it out to the right. It's curling back. It curls back just enough. Oh, it doesn't. It's been waved away. Can you challenge a missed conversion? That looked like it snuck through. Can you challenge the touch judges on a missed conversion call? That really looked like it snuck through. 16 points apiece at the halftime break. What a game we've got going on here. Melbourne, high fives all around, but we've seen the Melbourne Storm and second halves so far this year. It's where they have a tendency to drop off, isn't it? So They've got to make sure they keep up this level of intensity. You would say that they've escaped somewhat with a couple of those simple mistakes. Bulldogs did make them pay for it, but I reckon that sin bin probably just evens things up. Well, I mean, clearly it does. We're going into the break all locked up. Water H2O C7Z, ahoy mate. I noticed earlier on you posted a comment that this is your first time joining us. Cheers to you, our new friend. Hope that you're enjoying yourself. Halftime here. We have got Wasted World of Sports members only live stream coming up after this. Members only on YouTube. Coming up after this. What happens in the members only live streams? What happens in the members only live streams stays in the members only live streams. So that's coming up after this. We're going to have a quick break for halftime. Second half action coming up after this. So I'm going to get that set up. The members only live stream. I will get that set up. And we'll be back right after this quick break.
Raise the colors! Fill the mugs! Captain Dan! Set sail! The tide is high, the match is near. You know exactly why we're here. From every port we gather round, the loudest pirate crew in town. Raise the colors, call the names. Every weekend brings new games. Win or lose, we'll stand as one. Our voyage only just begun. Raise your glass, raise it high. Let the battle banners fly. Ahoy, Captain Dan! Ahoy, take the stand! Welcome all aboard tonight. The wasted world of sports unites. Drink your rum, sing along. Every match becomes a song. From first whistle to the end, every pirate is a friend. When the ref has lost his eyes, hear 1,000 pirates cry. Every tackle, every score makes a shout for even more. Stormy seas or sunny skies, victory's our greatest prize. If we lose, we'll laugh instead, then drink another keg, it's said. Hey! Hey! Ahoy! Hey, ahoy! Who's the captain? Who's the crew? Raise your mugs! Never leave a pirate down! Ahoy, Captain Dan! Ahoy, here's the plan. Every sport beneath the sun, better watched with everyone. Raise your mugs into the sky. Sing until the stars burn bright. The stream rolls on. The rum pours free. Welcome to our family. Waste the colors! Fill the mugs! Ahoy!
Wasted Water Sports crew, welcome back. Half time here, 16 apiece. Bulldogs and the Storm, the Melbourne Storm. No Harry Grant, no Cameron Munster, no Jerome Hughes. Taking the fight to the Bulldogs on Melbourne Storm's home turf. Trying to keep their season alive. Looking good for this same game multi, huh? 3 legs out of the 5 done. They did offer me a somewhat, it was a somewhat decent cash out. As far as cash out offers for me go, it was quite a decent one. Originally, at one point there, leading up to the break, it was up to a $45 cash out offer. But I reckon I was holding on anyway for this one. 40 minutes left to play. I need 4 more points for Stephen Crichton and a try to either Preston or kick out. That's all I need. Fake Slim Shady, ahoy mate. Oh, this one's up there with one of the greatest names. I have a boner, but it's not boner, B-O-N-E-R. It's the name Bo, N-E-R. That is up there with our good friend on YouTube, Jenna Talia. That is fantastic. One of the all-time... Cheers! I shall have a drink to one of the all-time great usernames that I've ever seen in all my years of streaming. I have a boner. Oh, dear. Bloke Nugig? No, the fake Slim Shady. Fake Slim Shady. We still haven't seen the real one. Michaela has joined the party. Ahoy, Michaela. You know, that's what I like about TikTok. Not a lot, but one thing I do like about the TikTok streams is it tells me when somebody joins. Unlike YouTube, on YouTube, you can just lurk. You can lurk in the background and I never see you. But on TikTok, it tells me you're there. Michaela, cheers for the heart me over there on TikTok. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for your ongoing support to our crazy little stupid space of the internet here. Wasted Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on TikTok, each and every weekend, providing alternative commentary to NRL, Rugby Union, and also this season I'll be back to doing the Big Bash cricket for those interested. The T20 Australian Big Bash cricket. Robert Peters says this will be a good second half to come. Oh, I certainly hope so. I mean, this is where Melbourne have struggled in recent times, isn't it? By recent times, I mean this season. Second half collapses. Can they keep up this intensity, this attack? I've been impressed with young Hayden Watson. Big shoes to fill, right? Jerome Hughes is considered one of the elite halfbacks in the competition. Hayden Watson, NRL debut, season on the line, essentially, for Melbourne. Season on the line. He's thrown into the fire pit. And he's playing really, really well. Chris Bradley, the Wasted Water Sports Twitch is... Good question. I never know this off by heart. Wasted Water Sports Twitch is... WWO Sports. WWO Sports. On YouTube, of course, just search Wasted Water Sports and we should come up nice and easy over there. And on TikTok, for those who might be interested in following along on different social media platforms. On TikTok, we are at Wasted Sports AU. It's a shame that I had to get everything so different, right? It would have been so much easier if, or even better, wastedsports.com.au, our official website. I should just put all the links. That's what I should do. Geez, I'm a little bit slow. I'm a little bit of an idiot. So that's what I should do. Oh, the one that I play games on. That is Intoxigamer AU, I think. Michaela, thank you very much for the rose. Much appreciated. All right. Water H2O really, really wants the game stats. We don't normally do this, but the new kid on the block has a special request. Game stats, you would imagine they'll all be pretty even. Let's see. 53% possession in favour of the Melbourne Storm. 86% completion rate for Melbourne. 78% for the Bulldogs. That's surprising, really. The Bulldogs, especially because the errors that leap out to me, anyway, the errors that I remember, and maybe I remember them just because of the position in the field that they happen and what they ultimately led to, but I would have thought with those dropped balls back to back that that completion rate would have been flipped. 86% completion rate Storm, 78% Bulldogs. So that's an obvious thing that they're going to have to clean up, is their completion rate. You want that always to be up in the 80s at the very least. Let's see if anything else interesting. 5 line breaks to 2 in favour of the Bulldogs. But 21 tackle breaks to 12 in favour of the Storm. So that's where they're balancing each other out. Average set distance, 40 metres on average to the Bulldogs, 34.5 to the Storm. Play the ball speed's pretty even. Storm have been allowed to offload 8 times to the Bulldogs 4. %90 effective tackles by the Storm, 84.4 to the Bulldogs. Missed tackles, 21 Bulldogs. That's huge. They got to tidy that up. Second half ready to get underway. Teams out onto the field. Water H2O, the users with the green name and the little badge next to their name are channel members. They have officially joined the Wasted Water Sports channel. And we do have a channel members only live stream happening right after this. Quentin Law, ahoy mate, thank you very much for the heart me. Over there on TikTok as the second half gets underway. Bulldogs with the kickoff. It's a shallow one. Lands on the 10-metre line, and McDonald, they're up quickly on him. 15 out from their own line here, the Storm. Michaela, your partner has bets on this game. Very nice. Winning or... JJJ says this game is so scary. 16 all. Remember, the Bulldogs will be down Bailey Hayward for the first 6.5 or 7 minutes. As Tolau from inside the 40, it breaks towards the touchline and goes over the sideline. Tui Malatu Brown, what was he doing? He should have towed it. He should have towed it through again. He just let it go into touch. Emily, ahoy there. Could one of this team make the top 8? If one of them wins the match, they both can still make the top 8. Tuala bends the line on halfway. Curran. Midfield ball. Harry Hayes. He's out there now. The double H. Harry Hayes. 30 metres out. Galvin on for Curran. Curran turns, looks to offload. Fifth and last. Crichton puts the high ball up. Lands 10 metres out. Nicely taken by Meaney. He was under pressure. But he comes to ground with it 10 metres out from their own line here, the Melbourne Storm. Bloke Nugig says, hopefully Storm don't make the 8 from a disgruntled Broncos fan. Why do Broncos supporters hate the Melbourne Storm so much? I'm so curious. It should be the other way around. Storm supporters should hate the Broncos so much for taking all their players and all their administration in the board and such. Fifth and last, kick downfield taken by Tracy outside the 20. And Connor Tracy with the settler in midfield. Brighton into play dummy half. He's got Rinakama. Bends the line 10 short of halfway. Slow play. The ball. Rinakama still flopping around. Oh, did he cop a nut shot? Oh, poor Jethro. I think he copped one in the nuts. 5 minutes left in the bin for Hayward. And Kiraz angling out to the right touchline. Now he steps back in field. Held up on halfway. 2 tackles left for the Dogs. They stay short side. Galvin, short ball for Preston. Spins in the tackle. 35 metres out on the fifth and last. Oh, Galvin spells it. Lockie, Galvin with the knock on. Fifth and last. That'll be a handover. They don't even get the kick away. Lockie, Galvin had a cheeky little look up. Got a bit ahead of himself. Frustrated there, Galvin. 16 points all, 4 gone in this second half. Wishart out of dummy half. Gets away from Hayes. Can't get away from Curran. The Golf Quest coming in with another pearler. Golf Quest had one of the comments of the season the other week. Gould has never spoken to the kid, says the Golf Quest. Kick back in field from Tolau, looking for Farlongo. Crichton races back. Passes off to Renakama. And Jethro brings it back to the 20-metre line. Seems to have recovered from that nut shot. His balls are all intact. Burton drifting across field. Well dragged down there by Angus Hinchy. Kiraz out of the red zone. 5 minutes gone here in the second half. Tracy steps back inside Tolau. 10 short of halfway now on play 4. This is a good set from the Bulldogs as Curran is dumped just over the halfway line on the fifth and last. Crichton, high ball. Burton chasing through with Renakama. Pressure at Tui Malatu Brown at the back. The ball's loose. It falls for Nick Meaney. Farlongo now out to the left edge. Wateri. I don't recall him touching the ball so far tonight, but he's got his hands on it now. Mook, ahoy, mate. Let's hope. Oh, Burton's down in back play, is it? Yeah, Matty Burton's still down in back play. As Clark. Good carry up to the halfway line. Tolau. Out to Keeley. Can't get on the outside of Burton, who's back up on his feet and in position. Keeley then drifts off the mark. Halfway through the set. McDonald. Pause, ahoy, welcome back. Liero to the line. Out left for Tolau. Quick hands, Wateri. The pass is in behind Moses Leo, though. Leo tracks back for it, but can't contain it. The Bulldogs have come up with possession. What's the call? Knock on against the Bulldogs. Knock on Bulldogs, so Melbourne will get it back. To pause. To Scotland. To any reason to drink. No, I'm just mucking around having a laugh because Pos and I go way back. Scrum down here for the Melbourne Storm. Just over a minute remaining for Bailey Hayward in the bin. Wishart breaks off the back of the scrum. Watson finds half a gap up the middle. Wishart now, Harry Grant style, straight up the middle, fends away, offloads for Hinchy, and there's a try under the posts. Melbourne lead 2016. Tyron Wishart channeling Harry Grant. Beautiful try. Angus Hinchy. Oops. Well, that's not him. Number 18. There we go. He doesn't even have a photo. He's so fresh. Who had Angus Hinchy on their try scorers list? Tyron Wishart breaking out a dummy half. I mean, we've seen Harry Grant do that time and time again. Very similar back of the neck, blonde locks flowing behind Wishart there. Pulling off the same play. By the way, how good was his dad, Rod Wishart? Great player. $20 points to 16. The kick to come from right in front. 9 minutes gone here in the second half. Angus Hinchy on his second NRL appearance. Meaney converts. Melbourne lead 22-16. That should see the return of Bailey Hayward. And we're back to 13-13. Melbourne well and truly up for the fight. Long way to go in this one, but you know, I originally tipped the Melbourne Storm. Then when Jerome Hughes got ruled out, I switched. Boy, do I feel foolish right about now, but plenty of time left. Angus Hinchy off the back of Tyron Wishart, putting the Storm back in the lead. Pause. Do you still live near me somewhere? I'll bring you one. I've got plenty of these things. You can have one. Melbourne coughed the ball up in the red zone again. And immediately Bulldogs shift out to the left. Rinakama stepping back in field. Oh, Melbourne off the back of points. Once again, we saw it twice in the first half. Dropped ball inside their own red zone. And the Dogs made them pay. Here's Hayward back on the field. Tracy heads out to the right. Hayward for Galvin. Goes out the back for Mann and Crichton. Kick out, beats one. Taken down 10 out from the line. I need Kickow or Preston to finish off this multi. Here's Curran. From a standing start, almost catches them napping. Hayward out the back to nobody. Towed through by Burton. Sits up for Burton. Burton scores. It was a poor pass. It was meant for Kickow on the crash ball. It's gone out the back into no man's land. Burton toes it through, and it sits up perfectly for him. Matty Burton scores. 22-20, kick to come. Matt Burton stabs it through. And it sits up perfectly for him. Big kick this from the sideline for Stephen Crichton. Big kick. (22-20). All right. Stephen Crichton from the sideline. Step on up, mate. We need Stephen Crichton for 8. This would be 6 if he puts this one over. Bang on the sideline. Not the favoured side for a left-footed kicker. Crichton. For 6 out of the 8 points I need him for tonight. Pushes it across the face of the post. He's missed again. Oh, no. Please don't let that be the leg that lets me down. 22 points to 20. 10.5 gone in this second half. Denzel, ahoy there, mate. Can I do a shout out to the Mongrel Mob? Sunny Nook chapter. I don't know what that is, but sounds like a great bunch of people to have a drink with. So cheers to the Mongrel Mob. Back underway. Carraz takes the kickoff. Big defense here from Melbourne. Driving Hayes back inside his own 10-metre line. Carraz out of first receiver. Kick out on this left edge. Brings it out of the red zone. Two tackles left. Last tackle now for the Bulldogs. Galvin takes it into contact. That means Crichton with the kick. Taken by Fa'alonga on the full, and he's got Tui Malatu Brown with him. 25 metres out. Tackle 1. Melbourne leading by 2. Scrappy play the ball. That one by Moses Leo. They get away with it, though. A surrender tackle now out in front of the posts. 30 metres, their own end. Meany. Taken down on tackle 4. Clark up to halfway. 5th and last now for Melbourne. And Tolau puts the high ball up. Rinakama takes it on the full. He's up to the 30-metre line. Leo Thompson ready to come back on. Two points the difference. I hope that there's a lot more points here in the second half. We need Crichton for 4 more. And I need Preston or Kickow. Almost up the middle goes Anari Tuala, but he's dragged down by the collar. Wateri saves the day. Bulldogs on halfway. Hayward out of dummy half for Galvin. Cut out pass right. Tuala goes again. 40 metres out now on the 5th and last. Tuala again, he stays down. Penalty to the Bulldogs. That's why. High contact. Penalty for Inari Tuala. 25 meters out. Bulldogs on the attack. Oz, thank you very much for the donut. Cheers. Galvin turns it inside for Thompson. 20 meters out now, the Bulldogs. Preston or Kickow. That's what we need. Maxi King. Appealing for a high tackle. No call from the official. Hayward goes right for Tracy. Tracy fends away from one. Loses the ball out the back. Touched by the Storm. It'll be 6 again. Tuala. Over on the right. Can't get the arms free. They're a couple of meters out here on that right edge. Carraz into dummy half. Shifting back into midfield. Galvin dummies. And can't split the line. 10 meters out just to the right of the posts. Hayward. The man at first receiver. They race up quick on him. Faulongo makes the tackle, so he's out of position. Sua Faulongo caught at marker. Hayward goes to the crash ball. They didn't spot it. Tackle 3. King plays it. Goes out the back for Crichton. He's going to grab a kick early. Scooped up on the ankles by Watson. And now, push and shove ensues. Bulldogs give away a penalty. Hayden Watson scooping it up off the ankles as Crichton looked to put the kick through. Fantastic work. Remember, this kid's on debut. Oz, thank you very much for the hat and moustache, which I'm sure really, really suited me. And for the 6 roses. Cheers. $22 points to 20. Melbourne fine touch. 10 short of halfway. Keeley takes the first hit up. Here's Maxi King to the halfway line. 4 Bulldogs there to bring him down. And it took all 4. Josh King, sorry. I called him Max. User 56. What did I think of the Cowboys Roosters game? I actually didn't watch it, but yeah, it was a bit of a battering, wasn't it? Liero bends off Kurt Mann, who comes back at him. Third man in. You've got to be careful. Around the legs. 40 meters out. Set restart for the Storm. Keeley cut down by Crichton. Here goes Wishart. Quickly out of dummy half again. Watson. Out on this right edge. As Meaney has the ball stripped out. There were 2 in the tackle there. 6 again anyway, as it falls for Wishart. 0 tackle. Knocked on Bulldogs. Josh King. A settler in midfield. 25 meters out. Tolau turns it back inside for Liero. Halfway through the set. Otikimanu flicks it out the back for Wishart. Fires it infield for Tolau. Short ball for King. Just a couple of meters out here, just to the right of the posts. Wishart goes open side. Liero for Watson. Grubbers in behind the line. Kiraz gets back for it. Gets away from one. Can't dive back into the field of play. It'll be a line dropout. Goal line dropout for the Bulldogs. And Hayden Watson take a bow. He is having a blinder. $22-20, Melbourne leading. Kiraz, he's back up on his feet. He was down momentarily. Down in back play. Burton goes short here with the goal line dropout. Breaks the plane to the 10. And it's taken down by Melbourne. Melbourne have the possession. Tikumanu. Straight up the middle. Bumps off one. Tries to shrug away from Leo Thompson as well. Captain Redbeard, ahoy, mate. I can't be drawing any lines through the Cowboys just yet, my friend. Short ball from Farlongo to Meaney. He then flicks it out the back to Burton. Oh, Burton brings it outside the 20. It was on there for the Storm. Sua Farlongo created space for Meaney. And from half a metre out, a flick pass out the back. No look. Straight into the waiting arms of Matt Burton. Don't forget the Cowboys still have a bye in hand as well. Take that into consideration. Galvin goes straight up the middle. Still going Galvin. He beats two. And then Josh King holds him up 30 metres out. Fifth and last. Brighton puts the high ball up. And it falls for Burton. Burton over the top for Curran. Curran steps inside Farlongo and scores in the left corner. Bulldogs reclaim the lead. Well, I don't have Josh Curran. This is not going to fall my way, is it? This is not going to fall my way. I need Kickow or Preston. Stephen Crichton with the high ball. Tui Malatu Brown can't control it. Balls for Burton around the corner to Curran, and he reaches out with the left hand to plant it down and put the Bulldogs back in the lead with 18 minutes left to play. And again, that's on the sideline, so another difficult kick for Stephen Crichton. Oh, hang on. They might have a closer look at the touch from Rinakama. They might have a closer look at that. From that replay, it did look like it might have hit the arm of Rinakama. But then we have to determine where it went after that. 17 and a half minutes to play. 24-22 it stands at the moment. This try's not been awarded yet. Let's just check the left arm of Rinakama. It's off Rinakama. I believe this is off Rinakama's wrist into the face of Tui Malatu Brown, which will constitute a knock-on. It's off Rinakama's wrist. This is going to be no try. It's off Rinakama's wrist, I believe, into the face of Tui Malatu Brown. But if they're looking this far through, I would say that it stands. Frustration from Sua Farlongo. Thumps the ground in back play. I don't know. This still hasn't been awarded, I don't think. The tension around the ground is incredible as everybody awaits this decision. Everybody just standing around waiting. They're checking the replay again. Rinakama's left arm. They are checking this very, very closely. There's been no call, one way or the other. Try's not been confirmed. We have not gone to the bunker. Nobody knows what's happening. The players are just standing around on the field with absolutely no idea what's going on. Now that's off Rinakama's wrist. Try's been confirmed. There we go. After 72 minutes, we finally get try confirmed. Josh Curran in the corner. 24-22 Bulldogs. Oh, wait a minute. Now what's going on? We just had try confirmed pop up, and now the referee... Okay, try stands. Bloody hell. Jeez. That is one area of the game that needs some serious work. Try has finally been confirmed after 462 minutes. Stephen Crichton now from the sideline. Again, difficult conversions tonight has really put a spanner in my multi. Stephen Crichton for 8 points. Can he adjust and put this one over? Crichton puts this one on target. It's down the middle. He has adjusted. He has learnt. Stephen Crichton with 2 more points. Bulldogs lead 26-22. But kickoff is allowed to bounce and very nearly goes dead in goal. It sits up for the Bulldogs, though. Kiraz brings it back into the field of play. Big defense from the Storm here. 17 minutes left to play. Well, that went for so long, that miscommunication with the try. Finally, it got awarded. I've never seen anything quite like that, to be perfectly honest, the amount of time that took. And now the Bulldogs cough it up. Wishart has it for the Storm. It's the Doggies' turn to cough it up in the red zone. Wishart plays it. 6 again for Melbourne. Storm on the attack. 10 metres out. Looking to level this one up. Wishart out of dummy half. 16 minutes left to go. Here's Liero. Out the back for Watson. Keeley holds on just 10 metres out on this right edge. Watson infield for King. A settler in front of the post. Takes 3 Bulldogs defenders to bring him down. Crash ball for Otikimanu. A metre out, just to the left of the post. 5th and last. Liero receives it. Liero takes it into contact, pops it out the back to nobody, bounces up for King. King keeps it alive. Watson makes a mess of it at the back. That'll be a handover. 5th tackle, 10 metres out from the line, and they go the crash ball to the lock. Brain fart of all brain farts right there on the 5th and last from the Melbourne Storm. You don't go short ball to the lock, 5th and last, 10 metres out. That was really poor. Now Tracy gets away from one, and the Bulldogs are 10 short of halfway. Hayward trying to catch some lazy markers. Links up with Galvin in a dominant tackle on the halfway line. King into Storm territory. Looks to push the pass. Melbourne will dive on the loose ball. That's poor from King. The Bulldogs struggling to ice this contest. And Melbourne seemingly trying everything possible to not reclaim the lead at any point here. Frustrating second half, I'm sure, for both coaches. 40 metres out now on the attack, Melbourne. Otikimanu takes on Kikau and Thompson. That's a battle. Yes, I want to see that. I want my celebrity NRL boxing matches. Otikimanu versus Kikau. Bring it on. Melbourne playing hot potato, keeping the ball alive. It's loose out the back. Wateri scoops it up. 5th and last, 35 metres out. They only made 17 metres off that set. And this kick only makes 10 more. Lost forward by Moses Leo and the Bulldogs on 0 tackle. Rinakama gets on the outside of his man and goes straight through. Rinakama over the 30. Steps back inside and brought down by Suafalongo. Tackle one on halfway. Numbers out the wazoo to the right. That's where they send it. Tuala steps inside. And he's brought down by Joe Chan. 30 metres out on that right edge. Galvin angling back towards the touchline. Takes it to the 20. Where's Preston? Where's Kickow? Well, here's Salmon to Crichton. Tracy gets jammed by Meaney. Does well to bring him down. 2 tackles left. Galvin for King. Settles the play down here on the 5th and last. Right in front of the post, 10 metres out. Hayward goes right for Galvin. Chips it over the top, looking for Carraz. It's an easy take on the goal line for Moses Leo. He loses the ball. He's reached out into the field of play, and he's been bumped off it, losing it forward. Scrum down here for the Bulldogs. Moses Leo trying to keep it in the field of play, reaches out and loses the ball. "11 minutes left to go. And the Bulldogs, they take the scrum 10 metres out over on the right edge. Huge open side here. Kickow lurking. Kickow on the crash ball. No, he's the decoy. Oh, he gets it short. Kickow gets it short, but he's held up 10 metres out from the line. They were all over that, the Storm defence. They saw that coming a mile away. Here's Leo Thompson. 5 metres out. Hayward. Cut out pass right for Galvin. The double pump for Tracy. Tracy takes the line on. 3 tackles gone. Just a couple of metres out. Inside ball for Carraz. Again, well read by the Storm defence, but he gets the late offload. Salmon in midfield for Kickow. Spins. Steps back in field. Gets the offload out for Crichton. Stephen Crichton dummies and scores the try. Stephen Crichton gets another tick off the multi. Viliami Kickow doesn't score it. He sets it up. I need him to score it. Stephen Crichton scores. And the Bulldogs 30-22. Kick to come. Melbourne just unable to wrap the ball up. Well, I guess you have to ask the question, at what point are you held? At what point is held actually held? Kickow was allowed a generous period of time to get that offload away. Try confirmed. 30 points to 22. Stephen Crichton's got his 8 points, so that's a tick off the multi. Preston, Kickow. It's going to let me down. The final leg. The final leg again. One leg short. One bloody leg short. Again. Oh, how painful. How painful it is. 9 minutes left. Preston or Kickow, come on. I don't know that Preston's even still on the field at the moment. Mosky Oz, ahoy, mate. Stephen Crichton from the sideline. He's had some practice out here on this left edge tonight. Three from 5. to put the Bulldogs out by a comfortable 10-point margin. Crichton pushes it across the face again. Well, it's a good thing that he scored that try, Crichton, because that leg would have failed with all these missed conversions. 30 points to 22, 9 minutes left. Melbourne hanging on by a thread. 9 minutes left, potentially, in their season. Back underway. The kickoff into the end goal. Leo Thompson from the back fence. Preston or kick out. Come on. Hayward goes in field for King. Bulldogs on their own 20-metre line. Lucas says someone needs to teach the Storm how to contain the ball. Kick out on play 3. Here's Tracy, 5th and last now for the Bulldogs. 8.5 minutes to go. Galvin from inside the 40. Taken by Fa'alongo, who gives it off here for Leo. Troy Lamatia, you just need Tuimalatu Brown. I just need Preston or Kikau. Fa'alongo at first receiver. For Watson, dances around in midfield. 10 short of halfway. Keeley gets the bumpers up in midfield. King into the Bulldogs territory. Storm, they would need to score in the next couple of sets. Watson puts the high ball up. Contestable, but not a lot of distance. Renakama comes flying through and knocks the ball on. Fa'alongo tracks back for it. 40 metres out. Heads all the way out to the left. Dummies and almost through. Preston and Tuala pull him down by the pants. Joe Chan now fights his way up to the 10-metre line. 7 minutes left to play. Lined up to the right here. Tolau. Dummies inside. Goes short for a Tikamanu. Brought to ground by Kikau. Right in front of the post. 10 metres out. 6 again here for the Storm. McDonald on the crash ball. Just to the right of the post. Tolau out for Fa'alongo from a standing start. He tried to trick them there. King. Just to the left of the post. A settler on play 3. Bowden out of dummy half. Short ball for a Tikimanu. Crashes over the line. Stefano, they've turned him on his back. Held up over the line. Back to the 10. Viliami Kikau, the try saver. Oh, he's man of the match tonight. Kikau for sure. Man of the match. Bowden, dummies. Steps back in field. Spills it. Penalty to the Storm. Bulldogs offside. Bowden taps and goes. McDonald, a metre out, just to the right of the post. 6 minutes remaining. Watson, cut out pass left for Tolau. Short for Chan. The Bulldogs swarm in. Big defense, driving him back to the 10-metre line. King. For Tolau, did he get fingers on that? Yes, he did. Storm have knocked it on. Huge mistake. That's the game. With 5 minutes to play, you would think. Trent Tolau, fingertip Jones. Out the back from King. It wasn't the greatest pass, but absolutely no right to drop it. And that, you would think, is probably the game. Five minutes to play. Can the Bulldogs go 90 metres upfield for Preston or Kickow to score? Well, here's the break. Burton down the left edge. Surrenders in the tackle. 30 metres, their own end of the field. Rinakama bumps away from King. King comes back at him, looking for Suplex City. Brock Lesnar style, ends up just tripping him up. 10 short of halfway on tackle one. Salmon switches direction. Only makes a couple of meters. And a slow play the ball. 4 minutes left. Preston or Kickow to win the multi. On the buzzer. That'd be nice. Slow play the ball here on tackle three. Risking a 6 again. Thompson offloads for Preston. Brought down from behind by Tolau. Hayward down the short side for Galvin. Oh, Galvin's lined up by a Tukimanu. Can't put him to ground, though. And he spins back into midfield. Lockie Galvin showing great power. Fifth and last. Here's Crichton. Puts the high ball up. Kickow chasing through. Rinakama. Kickow's got it. Kickow. Centimetres short. Centimetres short from the line. Bellamy Kickow. It'll be a handover here to the Storm. Half a metre out from their own line. It was that close, people. That close. 3 minutes left to play. Melbourne under the pump here. Inside their own 10. And Melbourne. Oh, Craig Bellamy. That look on his face sums it all up as Fa'alongo offloads. Leo fights his way outside the red zone. Spills it. Preston's got it. 20 metres out from the line. There's still a chance here. The Bulldogs. Kiraz. Wrapped up on the 20-metre line in front of the posts. It's still on. King bumps off one. And that'll be a HIA. Loses it out the back. And we got time off here. McDonald is in a world of hurt. He's in La La Land. Bumped off there by Max King. He got himself 2 front on. And that is hip straight to the face. And McDonald gets an early shower. Off you go, son. So the Bulldogs have won this game. It's just a matter of by how much now. Penalty has gone to the Bulldogs. It was a penalty, I believe, for an illegal steal. They tap and go. Maxi King. 5 metres out, just to the right of the posts. Crichton dummies and goes straight through himself. Stephen Crichton, you cheeky bugger. You had Stephen Crichton on your left hip. He's gone on his own. 1 leg short. 1 leg short again. Oh, the pain, the misery. Stephen Crichton gets a double. 34-22. But that was by no means a comfortable or convincing win for the Doggies. Feel the funk, says up the Dogs. And the Melbourne Storm, have we just witnessed The end of a dynasty. A stunned silence around the stadium. As we have to consider a 2026 final series, potentially now, with no Melbourne Storm. Stephen Crichton, 15 to the left of the posts. Moves in, strikes it well. Conversion successful, 36 points to 22. 40 seconds left on the clock. Will there be time for a kickoff? Yes, there will be. What a game it's been, though. A tough contest. We got to see some good glimpses of the future here for the Melbourne Storm. Hayden Watson, he was exceptional on NRL debut. Angus Hinchy, just his second game, as Melbourne goes short here with the restart. And it's taken by Preston. Bends away from one. 30 seconds to go. Do they throw caution to the wind here, the Bulldogs? And look for another one. It doesn't look like it. Tuala takes the hit up. Shifting out to the left. Kickout spills it. And that'll be the game. Bellamy kickout with the knock on. But it's all over. There won't be any time for the scrum to pack. Bulldogs have won 36-22. Coconut Ice, thank you very much for the donut on TikTok. Much appreciated. Well, the referee is going to force this scrum upon us. The referee is forcing this scrum feed. None of the players want it to do it. Watson feeds. It comes out now for Toll out. And it's been spilt by Wateri. Spilt by Tuala. Double knock on to officially end the game as the siren sounds in back play. We are officially done this time. 36-22. Big performance from the Dogs. They dug deep. Melbourne under strength. Missing key members of the spine, key members of their team in general. Putting up a fantastic fight as we see the live ladder. The Bulldogs jump up into 8th spot. Storm staying put in 12th. But yeah, the Bulldogs jump above the Cowboys. The Cowboys, though, do have a bye in hand, of course. So, taking into consideration the bye, Cowboys are still, assuming they win, ahead of the Bulldogs, the Knights, and the Rabbitohs with that bye in hand. All right, Wasted World of Sports crew, thank you so much for your company here, as always. Live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on TikTok, each and every weekend. And we've got the games coming up tomorrow as well. But for now, YouTube channel members, feel free to stick around. You're going to get redirected over to a channel members only live stream. And if you've never been to one of those before, they get pretty wild. And whatever happens in a members only live stream stays in a members only live stream. We talk about some really, really out there stuff. That's when all the conspiracy theories get brought up. all kinds of stuff that we talk about. All right. Thank you so much for your company here, as always. Feel free to subscribe if you're new and have enjoyed hanging out here tonight. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, follow on TikTok, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, cheers.